the beauty of forgiveness. Matthew 5 verses 25 to 26. Settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Do it while you are still together on the way, or your adversary may hand you over to the judge, and the judge may hand you over to the officer, and you may be thrown into prison. Truly I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. In a quiet neighborhood, there lived a man named Mr. Ken, a devoted father who worked hard to provide for his beloved daughter. One fateful day, as he was backing out of his driveway, tragedy struck. In a moment of horror, he accidentally crushed the only child of the Bam family, a sweet girl full of life and laughter. The weight of guilt and fear hung heavy in the air. Mr. Ken and his daughter, paralyzed by the thought of the Bam family's grief and the impending consequences, locked themselves away. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. His daughter, once vibrant and eager to learn, now dreaded the thought of school, fearing that her father would soon be taken away by the police. Mr. Ken's heart ached not only for the loss he had caused, but also for the despair that now clouded his daughter's future. Unable to work and consumed by anxiety, he fell behind on her school fees, watching helplessly as their lives spiraled into darkness. Meanwhile, the Bam family was engulfed in sorrow. They mourned their precious daughter, yet they also witnessed the suffering of Mr. Ken and his child. Instead of seeking revenge or harboring resentment, they chose a different path, one of compassion and forgiveness. In an act of profound kindness, the Bam family decided to help. They quietly approached the school and paid for Mr. Ken's daughter to return. The school, unaware of the identity of the benefactor, called Mr. Ken to share the good news. Confused and overwhelmed, he learned that it was the Bam family who had extended this grace to him. When Mr. Ken discovered the truth, his heart swelled with a mix of disbelief and gratitude. How could the family he had wronged be so generous? Their act of forgiveness shattered the chains of guilt that had bound him for so long. With tears in his eyes, he approached the Bam family, humbled by their extraordinary compassion. In that moment, the air was thick with unspoken understanding and healing. They embraced, and in that embrace, peace and harmony began to bloom once more in their neighborhood. Dear friends, this story reminds us of the profound beauty of forgiveness. It is a powerful force that can mend broken hearts and restore hope. In the face of unimaginable loss, the Bam family chose love over anger, and in doing so, they illuminated the path toward healing for all.
Today, let's delve into something genuinely profound: the beauty of forgiveness. Imagine being confronted with a tragedy that turns your entire world upside down. For instance, there's this incredibly heartbreaking story of Mr. Ken, who accidentally caused the death of the Bam family's only child. Think about the immense guilt he must have felt. His life was thrown into turmoil, and he and his daughter isolated themselves, consumed by worries about what the future would hold.
Whoa, that's really heavy. I can't even picture how it would feel to be in that sort of situation. It sounds like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders, right?
Absolutely. But what makes this story remarkable is the Bam family. Instead of sinking into anger and bitterness, they chose compassion. They actually helped Mr. Ken's daughter by paying for her education. Just take a moment to ponder on that level of selflessness.
Wait, hold on. So, they chose to support the daughter even after losing their own child? That's like some next-level compassion? How does someone even come to terms with that decision?
Exactly. This illustrates the incredible power of forgiveness. Their actions allowed Mr. Ken to feel gratitude, which helped alleviate his guilt. It's as if they took their pain and instead of letting it harden their hearts, they transformed it into a capacity to love. What a beautiful example of healing. They chose love instead of hate in their darkest moment.
It's almost like, I don't know, like a spark of light breaking through dark clouds or something. It reminds me of those superhero movies where the hero finds redemption by helping others. It's such a total transformation.
Exactly. Forgiveness can be a powerful catalyst for change in our lives. Holding on to grudges is like carrying an anchor, but forgiving is liberating, like finally releasing a heavy burden.
Wow, so it's more than just saying, I forgive you, and there's a real transformation of emotions involved? How do we even begin that process?
Great question. It all starts from within us. It's about promoting peace in our relationships and communities. We need to make conscious choices every day, and kindness is an excellent place to start. Like the Bible says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God." It's a call to action, to be that beacon of peace.
So being a peacemaker is, like a superpower? But, what steps can we take? If I decided to be a peacemaker, do I just start giving hugs or something?
Well, hugs are a fine start. But it's also about understanding and compassion. Being patient, listening to others, and showing mercy is crucial, just like the Bam family did. You have to embrace the hard work of dialogue rather than discord.
Yeah, I'm picturing this world where everyone's just like sitting down and sharing hot chocolate while working through their issues. Can you even imagine the possibilities?
That's the spirit. Just think of the ripple effects that could create. It's not an easy road. It requires us to turn to something greater for support, like praying for grace and guidance.
Speaking of which, are there specific prayers or reflections we can follow? I feel like I need a game plan here.
Definitely. A prayer for forgiveness, peace, and mercy can work wonders. You might say something like, "Lord, help me maintain harmony in my relationships." Trust in that grace as you reflect on how to promote peace and show mercy. It's all about taking those conscious steps.
Right, so it's a commitment, huh? Keeping you glued to that path of gradual change. Thank you for sharing all this. It's really enlightening.